You're exhausted, and deep down you know why. You're carrying the entire weight of your life on your shoulders, as if everything depends on you getting it just right. You try to predict, prepare, plan, control. You rehearse conversations in your head. You worry about things that haven't happened, and when they don't go the way you expected, you blame yourself for not being better. Let's be honest, you've become a control addict, not because you're weak, but because somewhere along the way you were taught a lie, that if you just try hard enough, plan smart enough, push strong enough, you can make everything work. That lie is killing your peace, because life doesn't work like that. It never did. Control is a beautiful illusion, the kind that makes you feel safe while secretly draining your energy and suffocating your soul. Every time you try to micromanage your future, you rob the present of its power. If you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Ever felt that tightening in your chest? That mental chaos that doesn't stop even when you're lying in bed? That's not ambition. That's survival mode, triggered by your refusal to accept one brutal truth. You are not in control. And yet, that's not the scary part. The scary part is how much of your joy you've postponed because you're still waiting for everything to feel under control. It won't. It's not supposed to. Here's the paradox. The more you try to control life, the more life resists you. But the moment you loosen your grip, even just a little, things start to shift. People respond differently. Your body relaxes. Opportunities start appearing, not because life got easier, but because you stopped making it harder. So, I'll ask you this. What are you gripping so tightly right now that it's actually slipping through your fingers? You don't want control. You want certainty. You want to know that if you do everything right, nothing will fall apart. That if you're perfect, you won't get hurt. That if you're prepared, you won't be rejected. That's not strategy. That's fear in a tailored suit. Perfectionism isn't a standard. It's a shield. A defense mechanism built over years of believing that who you are isn't enough. So you overcompensate. You overthink. You overdo. Because somewhere deep inside, a voice whispers, if I mess up, I'll be exposed. If I slow down, I'll fall behind. If I'm not flawless, I'll be forgotten. Let's expose that lie. That fear, it didn't start with you. It started with a parent who only gave love when you performed, a teacher who praised your grades but ignored your effort, a world that claps when you win but vanishes when you're lost. So you built this version of yourself, hypervigilant, always pushing, never resting, thinking that control would protect you, but all it did was trap you. And now, every time you try to relax, your nervous system panics. Every time something feels too easy, you sabotage it, because struggle has become your comfort zone. But here's what they don't tell you. Perfection doesn't protect you. It isolates you. It makes you robotic. It kills your creativity, your spontaneity, your humanity. The truth? You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to not have it all figured out. You're allowed to breathe without justifying it. Letting go isn't weakness. It's healing. It's you telling your inner child, you don't have to perform for love anymore. Just being here is enough. So now I'll ask you this. What fear has been hiding behind your obsession to get it all right? It's counterintuitive, isn't it? That the moment you stop chasing something, it starts chasing you. That when you stop forcing outcomes, outcomes start unfolding naturally. It sounds like magic, but it's not magic. It's alignment. Letting go isn't weakness. It's not laziness. It's strategy. But most people are too busy gripping tightly to ever find that out. You think you're being responsible by controlling every variable. But tell me, how's that working for you? Are you calmer, clearer, happier? Or are you burnt out, anxious, and one step away from snapping? Let's get brutally honest. Your obsession with control is making you ineffective. It's blinding you to possibilities. It's making you miss signals. People who want to help you, ideas that want to flow through you, chances that don't look the way you expected. Why? Because when you cling to one outcome, you block all others. Now think about the most magnetic people you've ever met. Were they frantic, desperate, constantly explaining themselves? Or were they calm, present, and unbothered? The ones who seem to attract opportunities without trying, they're not special. They're not lucky. They're just not suffocating life with their expectations, and that creates space for creativity, for connection, for momentum. Here's the paradox that will punch your ego in the face. The less you try to control, the more control you gain over yourself. Because when you stop managing everything out there, you finally start managing what truly matters: your energy, your presence, your response. That's real power, not dominating life, but dancing with it. So here's your reflection. Where in your life are you holding on so tightly that you're actually pushing away what you want? You think letting go is about jobs, people, or plans. But the real clutter? It's inside your mind. Because even if your life looks organized on the outside, your head might be a war zone. And that's the prison you carry everywhere. You don't need to change everything. You need to drop 3 weights you've been dragging for years. 1, the habit of brutal self-criticism. 2, the addiction to external approval. 3, the fear of being misunderstood. Let's unpack these one by one, because until you do, nothing you fix on the outside will matter. First, your inner critic. That voice that never shuts up. The one that turns every mistake into a disaster. It says you're lazy, behind, not good enough, even when you're trying your best. But here's the truth. That voice isn't you. It's a recording, an outdated loop from childhood, culture, failure. And every time you believe it, you shrink your potential by half. Second, the approval trap. You crave likes, nods, compliments, not because you're vain, but because you've outsourced your sense of worth. So you check your phone, you replay conversations, you scan faces looking for signs that you're safe. It's exhausting, and it never ends. Because validation borrowed from others always comes with a deadline. Third, the fear of being misunderstood. You tiptoe around honesty. You water down your truth. You'd rather be agreeable than be real. But here's the cost. If no one ever misunderstands you, you've probably never said anything meaningful. You think letting go means losing control. But what if it actually means taking it back? Taking back your mind, your energy, your self-respect. Here's something radical to try. Speak your truth today, even if your voice shakes. And then don't explain yourself. Now tell me, which of these 3 weights are you finally ready to drop? You've been told that letting go is weak, that it means you don't care, that it's quitting. But look closer. Isn't it more exhausting to cling to what's not working than to finally let it go? Let me break a myth wide open. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means redirecting your power to where it actually makes a difference. Imagine this. You're trying to light a fire, but you're pouring your energy into wet wood. Expectations, toxic people, fears, old stories. And then you wonder why it's not burning, why nothing's igniting, why your motivation feels dead. You're not lazy. You're leaking energy into things you can't control. That's the real problem. It's not that you're not trying hard enough. It's that you're trying in the wrong direction. You obsess over whether people like you, instead of becoming someone you respect. You micromanage the future, instead of mastering your focus today. You try to be perfect, instead of being real, which is 100x more powerful. You don't need to care less. You need to care better. Start asking, does this thing I'm worrying about deserve my energy? Is this anxiety creating action, or just noise? Is this person or goal feeding me, or draining me? Because if you're honest, most of what you're clinging to isn't keeping you afloat. It's weighing you down. When you finally stop fighting battles that aren't yours, something wild happens. You get your strength back. Your focus sharpens. Your fire returns. So if you feel stuck right now, maybe it's not because you're not doing enough. Maybe it's because you're doing too much of the wrong thing. So here's your move. Pick one thing today, just one, and let it go, fully. Then watch what shifts. So now what? You've dropped the weights. You've stopped clinging. You've started to breathe again. But here's the twist. Now you're not just less anxious or more peaceful. You're dangerous. Because when you let go of what doesn't serve you, you unlock something most people never taste: clarity, presence, direction. Suddenly, your mind isn't a battlefield. You can hear your own voice again, not the noise of what others think, not the pressure of who you should be. And in that silence comes power. Letting go doesn't make you passive. It makes you selective. You stop reacting to everything. You stop chasing things that aren't meant for you. You become calm in rooms where others are panicking. Not because nothing matters, but because you've chosen what does. And when people see that in you, that peace, that grounded presence, they feel it. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to over-explain. You walk into the room and your energy speaks for itself. Let me say this clearly. The most magnetic version of you is the one who lets go of needing to be anything other than who you are right now. This is not about becoming detached from life. It's about engaging with life on your terms. No longer a slave to outcome. No longer desperate for control, but awake, intentional, present. You're not floating aimlessly. You're moving with precision because your energy isn't scattered anymore. So now I'll leave you with this. What would your life look like if you stopped trying to force it and started trusting its rhythm? Because when you stop caring about the wrong things, the right things begin to find you. That's not just philosophy, that's freedom. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.